Hello.
Welcome in.
How are you doing today?
38, 83. We're rocking, rolling deep. Adele, keep pushing. I don't know what you're doing. Yo,
3883, baby.
come on. Welcome in. Hopefully your life's going beautifully. If not, I don't give a shit.
How you doing?
If not, that's the opportunity. We talked about that a couple times ago.
Yes, I hope I'm like a stim in Call of Duty. Like if you're not doing well, your health's low, you put on MJ38. You're good. Back to health.
Get that HUD away from that flashing red.
Yeah, for sure. Played up and get back in there.
Flashing. Nice.
Bum, 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 bum. I forget how the melody goes, but you get it.
You get it. You know what we're talking about. But we're just talking about subscribe, motherfucker.
Pause. Hopefully you subscribed while we were paused.
That was it. Just real quick.
So easy.
One click. Real quick. One click.
Go make an Instagram, a new one, or YouTube. Follow and subscribe with that one. And then just fucking remove it. You know, don't delete it because we need the number. But, you know, just remove it from your iPhone.
Yeah, there you go. Just do us a favor. Make as many accounts as you can until they ban your IP.
Totally.
And then follow and subscribe with all of those.
Then go ahead and get a VPN and then keep going.
Okay, there we go. Keep going.
No, but definitely be a friend, tell a friend.
Be a friend, tell a friend, have a friend.
One of the motifs we've been talking about today is vacation.
Okay.
Summertime has arrived.
It is summertime. It is hot, baby.
One of the guys I follow on Instagram, who I hope maybe to have on the podcast one day, just got back from Italy.
Okay.
His highlight pictures looked fucking awesome.
Who is this?
Scott.
Oh, okay. I think you had mentioned that.
Scott. He's a gentleman that does real estate here in San Antonio. He wears an iconic hat with a red trim underneath.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen him. You probably know him. If you don't, hopefully we'll introduce you to him someday. He just got back from Italy. Man, it looked cool as fuck.
Dude, that's 1.1 for me. That's got to be like my
shit,
like
boy.
Italy, Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even know what else. Like
Thailand.
Greece.
Doing the White Lotus run.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right. Perfect. They got some iconic spots in that bit.
For sure.
Italy's definitely up there, though.
Oh, yeah. He took a picture. He took a picture of, like, you know, in the second season of White Lotus when she's on the boat, and I think it's the Amalfi Coast. That's what I think it is, but I could be wrong. But, like, he looks at the coastline from the boat, and it was literally the same coastline. I was like, I think he did that because he knew, too, that that's the coastline from the White Lotus.
That's the shit. That's the thing you take the picture of.
Yeah, it was cool as fuck. And Drake raps about it in Champagne Poetry or some song. He's
I've
like,
heard. Yeah,
off of the Amalfi Coast.
Amalfi Coast.
Yeah.
It's just too. Where the mobsters go. I think Russ says that shit too. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
It's definitely a good bar.
for sure.
It's just a nice sounding sentence. Not even a sentence. Nice sounding phrase.
Oh,
Just a couple syllables.
Sometimes I hear
Amalfi
words,
Coast.
and I'm just like,
Da.
rap on
1,
that.
2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? That's nice.
Totally. So he went to St. Peter's Basilica, which I also was listening to the Jordan Peterson, Dallas
Jenkins
podcast.
Yeah.
And they both connected at the very end of that podcast saying, like, sometimes Jesus feels so beautiful.
So out of human nature.
Yeah, like me, the human person, I don't really have access to that.
Yeah, he's on the stained glass.
But then, like, on The Chosen, you see Jesus, like, being relatable and making jokes.
Literally being a human.
Yeah. It's like somebody wins an arm wrestling match and the underdog won, and Jesus is like, I didn't even see that coming. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Divinity.
But then, like, they both connected on, like, St. Peter's Basilica. That will make you feel like Jesus is so beautiful that
There's
it's like,
something.
you're like, oh.
Yeah, it feels almost out of reach. Or it's like, I think I remember hearing that in that episode of the podcast. In relation to that example, Dallas was saying that he's so in the stained glass at that point, or he's so like, out of touch, not relatable, not humanized, not personified. It's just like an idea of a divine thing that you're not. You are the opposite of, actually. Yeah. And like, you need to beg for forgiveness because you're just like so not that. And then you see him be a human, but it's like, it's going into the St. Peter's Basilica was akin to the idea of overwhelming feeling of, oh, I can't do this. Like, I need to, in order to like praise this thing properly, I need to build something of this magnitude and beauty and depth. Like, I can't do that. What the hell?
Right.
This is impossible.
Right. My temple is not this temple.
No, I can't make a temple like this.
I'm working on it.
My
dog.
temple's dirty, dog.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they all are.
And it's small, dog.
Yeah, facts.
But it's a palace.
Oh, God, preach. Scott went to St. Peter's Basilica. I'm just scrolling on Instagram.
I would love to go.
Oh my gosh.
That's why it's a 1.1 for me.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Just want to walk around and cry a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Take some super psychedelics.
Oh fuck.
The pickled dills, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Dilly picks going fucking deep.
Man, So I, want a vacation. Italy probably would be the number one.
That's got to be up there.
You seen in White Lotus when the Asian dude, he goes on his run in the mornings?
Yeah.
And he's just like running in the streets?
Yeah, running
Oh,
through.
fuck,
Dude.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Stop by a local shop.
Run up on
espresso,
David real quick. Yeah, go get a fucking.
Holler at a true Italian woman.
Get
Hey!
a croissant'i or something.
Yeah, dude.
Crostini.
Oh, man, that'd be sick. So I'm thinking about vacation, but I don't have like Italy money right now. I'm also just trying to like be cool in my, like they say, don't live above your means. I'm trying to be cool in my means.
Yeah.
Trying to like enjoy my means. My means are great, bro.
Means have been the means.
Come on, dog.
The means in the trap.
Means. What you mean? What you mean? I got what you mean? Yeah. So, like, and here's the other thing about your means is like I could go to Blue Prime Steakhouse. I could get an espresso martini and a pork belly on happy hour. It's like $20, maybe like 25, 35 with a tip. Should I do that every day? No. But you could do that every other Friday, and that's still in the means. $35. You accidentally spend more than that at Chipotle sometimes. You ever fuck around and accidentally, I got the double and the guac, and now I'm spending $25. Fuck.
Dude, I see that shit. Yeah. I've definitely noticed that, like a Chick-fil-A even or whatever. I'm like, damn, just for like me, the wife, and the kid, it's like $30+. I'm like, yo, what happened to dollar menus, cuz? We're at 10 ahead here. What the fuck?
We could spend an hour talking about how inflation is fucking us, dude. Inflation is fucking us,
No
dude.
more dollar menu. You get a value menu at best.
Dude, I
Make do.
saw a post this morning said there was like a list of Walmart products that are up 50% in price.
Whoa.
It's like, bro, what the fuck, man? Anyways.
The percentages are fat.
Yeah, we can get to that. But that's one of the reasons why vacationing in Italy sounds like super abstract, because part of inflation being so high is also making me want to live more in my means. This is your shout out to go to Cava. Cava is fucking sick. You can get double chicken at Cava for $14. Actually, that's with extra hummus. I think it's $12 for just double chicken.
Not
$12
bad.
Double chicken and rice, and it's like my favorite meal right now.
It's like a Mediterranean Chipotle,
yes,
as some would say.
that's the perfect description. They do. I always want to say pickled pickles, but it's not. They're salt brined pickles, and I'm not exactly sure what a salt brining process is.
Is that how you pickle something?
Yeah, I guess so. But the pickles are fucking fantastic. And then they do pickled onions, pickled cabbage. They do cucumbers and tomato, fiery broccoli, roasted corn. I've got the perfect blend worked up. It's in my app. It's saved.
We're not. This is not a plug. This is just a shout out.
I wish it was a plug.
I wish we can get.
I wish I was sponsored by Cava.
We'll be down Mediterranean Chipotle. Come on.
It's just an awareness.
Holla at us, Cava.
That's within the means. That works. Probably once a week is the ideal, and then I try to save it for like a day when I worked really hard and I don't want to make dinner and I want to feel good, just like eat kava and feel great.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm doing things like sweet potato and turkey at home, grilled chicken and broccoli, dog food. Come on,
Dog food.
You know what it is.
That's some kibble, dog.
For real. Every time
Come on now.
eating like a cup of rice,
Just feed the machine.
broccoli and grilled chicken, my brain's just like, I am Moby. That's
Yeah.
Justin's dog. I am Tucker right now.
Me and Cosmo just beefed up, baby. Just beefy.
Eating kibble.
Beef caked.
So, yeah, vacationing seems kind of abstract, but something that struck a chord in my spirit was I'm really into Philip Anthony Mitchell, pastor of Church 2819.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of blew up during Holy Week, the week leading up to Easter. He kind of caught virality. Perfect time, perfect place, perfect lightning storm. I don't really think that he expected to be like viral like that. But now it's like a lot of other Instagram pages like Fear the Lamb. Do you follow that page?
No, but not. I definitely don't follow them, but I may have seen some of the content.
Probably. They do
Yeah.
really cool edits. They have Jordan Peterson on theirs a lot.
Okay.
Which is like people saying hard Christian stuff.
That's my dog.
It's like, "Brrr."
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen.
Yeah, it's all black and white. Yeah, it's sick. So like
In
these,
between their phrases.
yeah, meaningness, happiness is here today, gone tomorrow. But he's blown up.
Yeah, for sure.
I rock with him so much. He's tight. He's actually stationed. I don't know what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
Located in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
I looked it up. It's a 13-hour and 38-minute drive, or a $120 Spirit ticket.
Yeah,
Just got to be cramped for a few hours. My legs can't feel my legs.
Get a small bag carry on.
But yeah, I was thinking I would love to vacation, get an Airbnb for $200 or $300 for a couple nights, and go to see him perform. I know it's a weird sentiment.
Yeah.
He's a pastor.
For sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that in regards to like watching Pastor Ed or watching the pastors. It's like they have a 30-minute set. Like it's a whole set. Like it is what it is. Like that is what's happening. They're definitely performing. Definitely have a desired outcome. Have an organized template of what to say, how to say it, and it's not like it is a script to a degree, but they can go off script and do whatever they want. They can go on tangents or whatever comes to the forefront of the mind.
Yeah.
Drop a little spirit in your spirit box, your mailbox.
Yeah.
Just feel the need to talk about something or say something or pivot in a different way. But they're performing for sure. It's a set every week, bro.
Yeah, my dad was like a theater kid, did like plays in college, and then now he's a pastor. And I feel like that part of his personality really enjoys. Like he uses a lot of the same skill set and techniques that he learned in theater to preach well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that they go hand in hand. I don't think they want to think of themselves as performers per se, but like you're doing a performance. It's a set.
For sure.
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Yeah, but the word performer just has like you're a fucking jester, bro.
That's where I went
like you're juggling, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, perform for me, huh?
Oh, preacher man.
Make me laugh funny, man.
Exactly.
Make me praise and worship, preacher man.
Make me cry, divinity boy.
Right.
But
it is a performance though, for sure.
There's another thing that it just feels like a worthy use of vacation money to go to a church I really want to go to.
To go do something.
Right. I don't know if that's
too.
more or less worthy than going to see like a Knicks game, like vacationing to New York to go see Jalen Brunson versus to Atlanta to go see Philip Anthony Mitchell. But in my mind, it does. It does. And also church doesn't cost money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I can just go get there an hour early because I want front row seats, hang out. They probably have coffee. I don't know.
Check out, just check out the congregation, check out the spot.
You might even be able to like schedule a tour. Like I think you can do that with CBC. Like when I go to their website, it's like schedule a visit, and I think they probably have something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and then that really got reiterated because I sat down at church. I went like 20, 30 minutes early. Probably like 25 is when I got there. Walked in because it's a long walk from the parking lot, and then was trying to get like into the front row area, and I got like pretty close to the stage, and then the guy like right in front of me was sitting by himself, and then I just like accidentally heard and saw over his shoulder that he was watching Philip Anthony Mitchell on his iPhone before CBC happened, and I was like, these are my two favorite pastors and my dad, but like these are the guys I'm really like paying attention to right now. And I was just that morning I had looked up how far away his church was.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I was like, this feels like a sign.
Just little winkies. Yes, that'd be tight.
Totally.
Yeah.
I got inspired by Julian, our friend. He hopped on a plane, went to California for a day or two, came right back, didn't really miss any work. He just like went to a quinceañera with his family out there. And I was like, that's chill, bro. Like you just went to California and back. You just got a little vacation. Like refresh your spirit, you know?
A little travel action.
Yeah.
A little refresh. Hit refresh.
I be hanging out in my box a lot. My box.
Okay, in the box, and then you go out of the box, and then you come back into the box with like a different version of yourself, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
At least a little bit.
I think that's the idea behind vacation and travel.
Trying to decompress, release some internalized subconscious stress.
Oh, stress.
Yeah.
But I've never been to Atlanta either.
Yeah.
Atlanta. Dirty.
Yeah, it'd be cool to do something, or it's cool to, I guess it's just going on vacation, I guess in the sense of traveling somewhere. You could do like a staycation, just relax, refresh, whatever, recuperate. But then to actually like go somewhere, to leave your normal circumstance, normal geographic area, your house, your grocery store, all that normal shit, and then go out into unknown territory, that's like a whole different aspect of vacation. That's like an aspect in and of itself, which is super cool. And it's cool if you're going to include that into your vacation itinerary or like decision-making process, because then you can like make a trip out of, or whenever you go someplace, like you go do something in that someplace. You know, I guess it's different than just like going to vacation in a spot and just like having a B&B and just like chilling at the B&B the whole time.
Right.
Versus like going to Vegas and only going to the casinos the whole time. It's like if you go to Vegas, like yes, you can gamble and stuff, but I definitely recommend like doing something, going and seeing the Jabberwockies, or going and seeing like a show, or going to see like a stand-up comedy or whatever. Or some people go to Vegas for the EDC concert or festival that's out there. Or where's Burning Man? Is it out there, or is it in Arizona or something like that?
I think it's in a desert.
Yeah, I think
it's in Nevada.
It might be in Nevada. It might move. It may have been in Nevada at a time or two. Maybe in Arizona, New Mexico, those places. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like going someplace out of your normal comfort zone traveling outside of that to go do something is like cool as well.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that'd be tight to like go. It'd be different to like just go to Atlanta, just like to go to Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm like half and half with that because I was thinking about what would I do in Atlanta, right? And I'm like, I would definitely I'd find a gym situation because I'd want to work out while I'm there.
Yeah, at least a day.
Yeah.
Depending on how long we're gonna be.
Probably all the days. Just hit a lift in the morning. Feel good. But then I was thinking, I was like, man, if I could find a studio that like I could book with like a producer, like if I could find Ace in Atlanta, some guy that would just pull up and make a beat for me or let me go through his catalog, like make a song in Atlanta, that'd be fucking cool, man. So like I was thinking like, yes, I was thinking like I want to do me just like over here. And just like that's an easy way. I'll just like kind of keep my routines, do what I like to do. I was thinking go to a steakhouse, see if the bartender is actually legitimately cool with me, then maybe he could tell me a cool place to go for like an after dinner cocktail or a club. Like if you came and visited San Antonio and found out about George's Keep from a bartender and then went to George's Keep and they had like a poppin' night with the DJ going off, like that would be so fucking cool. But if you went to a place and they told you to go to a bar like PK's or something or like Picks, it'd kind of be like, okay, this is like cool. But if you could tell me like a culturally relevant spot where like this is where the nightlife's at, this is where people like chill and it's a buzz, that would be cool as fuck too. But what would you do that would be like off the beaten path for you, do you think, if we were in Atlanta?
Off the beaten path? I don't know. I guess it would be cool to go to the church for sure. That'd be tight.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I guess what else could you include in there? I guess one thing I was going to kind of attach to this thought is that my mom kind of does this with running. She like runs a half marathon or whatever in like whatever the state is or wherever it is and like makes like a trip out of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
To include that, but yeah, probably just maybe. I'm not really that big of a Knicks fan, or not Knicks, whatever. Atlanta Hawks or the Falcons.
They're not playing no more.
Maybe if it was a Falcons game or something.
Yeah. Falcons Colts would be ill.
Yeah, something or someone cool.
Yeah, that would be sick. Going to an NFL game would be awesome. Just tickets get expensive.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you can nosebleed it.
Facts. No, that shit's expensive.
But like decent tickets
fees and
like,
shit.
I think $400 at least for
$200-300
mid-range tickets, bro.
$200-300 plus whatever are like fees and other bullshit you got to put on top of that tax.
Yeah,
it's like damn, there's 3 full bills right there.
Yeah,
one seat.
Then I'm taping a gallon Ziploc bag of vodka to my chest so I don't have to pay for beers inside the stadium.
The $9, $10 beers.
Yeah, I'm wearing a bra, the flask in it.
Jesus.
But yeah, I think also museums are a cool thing. Like if they have any museum for anything, just go look at a museum.
Yeah, I'm sure there's definitely plenty to choose from.
Touristy type things to do. I'm sure ChatGPT could populate a whole thing.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, totally.
100%. But yeah, it's cool to attach some sort of doing of the thing plus the added benefit of being outside of your normal geography.
The other thing I was thinking about vacation is I'm trying to plan like a birthday Labor Day trip. We've been talking about it where we're going to stay at our friend's river house and go to Schlitterbahn for a day. That's relatively low cost, but just getting all your friends together in one place to party or celebrate.
Just share time. That's it.
That's a vacation.
Priceless.
Yeah.
Like those fucking MasterCard commercials or whatever it was.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Who was it?
Yeah,
right.
MasterCard.
Dude, yeah, it's just so busy. Everything's so busy. And life is moving so fast. Or it's just so consistent, dog. Time is going quick, man. I was thinking about that in regards to, like, maybe we're just all having so much fun in our lives, because time flies when you're having fun. Time is flying, dog. Like, it's already June. We're in summer. Kids are out of school. I just gave, because like I guess this year and the year prior, so 5th and 6th grade for the little girl, I do this, like, not exercise, but I pretty much just have her write a letter to herself, like, from the first day of school versus the last day of school. Because I remember that I had done that when I was in high school, I think. Like, maybe freshman year of high school. And I just remember being, like, tripped out. By the time it got to the end of the year and I was reading the letter that I written at the beginning of the year, I was just like, yo, I was this guy. I remember being this guy. But that guy is so dead. Like, that guy is so gone. I'm about to elevate to the next grade or whatever. I'm about to go into the next year. Like, this
that
is
feeling
over.
feels so cool.
It was trippy. I remember being tripped out by it. So we've been doing that.
You can just going from like 3rd to 4th or 5th grade. You're just like, yeah, 4th grader, baby. No more fucking journal time, bro.
Whatever it is. New chapter, new levels. and just being so happy it was summer. I just remember, feeling that I could feel that so vividly. I remember 7th grade year specifically. I don't know why, but I just remember walking home because I was relatively close enough. Like the apartments were close enough to the middle school. It wasn't too long of a walk, maybe 20 minutes. But I was walking with Trey and Big D, just walking out after school and just walking home. I just remember I could like feel. I don't know what I was wearing per se, but I just remember feeling like walking by the Sonic on the sidewalk, and like I was just feeling summer like sink in. It was just like watching like you're just pouring water on the fucking dirt and watching the dirt just like it was like taking it all in. I was just soaking in like, oh, I'm done with this shit. This is nice. I'm about to chill my ass off this summer.
I remember one semester in college, I felt that thing driving from the rec down to the LBJ light. And it was just this feeling. It's like, oh, it's done.
Yeah.
That was my last final. I'm fucking done with that. I can shed all of those feelings associated to that semester.
Yeah, that hat that we're wearing of like student. It's like, oh, fuck this thing. Yeah. I'm putting on the video game hat, bro. I'm going to go fucking Master League right here, bro.
Yes, bro.
Game battles.
Yes, bro. Yeah, I fucking loved summer in college. It was so fun. Just like wake up, go to work at the fucking ITS, get a lift in. Then it's on you, baby. Whatever the fuck you want to do, baby.
What do you want to do, dog?
And it's cool, too, because it's like, well, I got to do something with my life. It's like, well, that starts again in the fall. Like, I've got that put into a box.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. I don't have to worry about that. That's happening. So the video games were, like, more enjoyable.
Oh, so much more.
Now, video games, I'm just like, I hit play, and I'm just like, God, I'm wasting time. I am wasting time.
I think I've seen a meme about that or a video in reference to the same thing.
I haven't seen it.
It was a smaller channel, I'm fairly certain. Maybe it's a larger channel now. I don't know. And I want to say it was months ago that I saw this video, but it was just about that idea of like playing video games when you're 13. Like, this game is so fun. I'm going to play all night and all day. Yeah. It's like versus playing the same video games like in your 30s. It's like, you are wasting time. You should be making money. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw this. Julian sent me a meme that was like, my girlfriend, or it was like, my girlfriend's mad that I took off work on Friday so I could play the new Skyrim all day long. I think she just doesn't understand a hobby, or she needs to find something she likes to do.
She's not as dedicated as me.
Yeah, yeah. But it's going so fast. That's the thing.
It's gone.
It's gone.
6th grade year for the little one, done. It's like summer. Before you know it, summer's going to be done. Summer's cool because we get to sleep in. You know, we kind of usually she takes the little one to school most of the time, probably like 60% of the time, 70%, but we still get to sleep in, so that's like super, super chill. So I'm enjoying that. That's soaking in.
You get some too.
Yeah, I felt it today. I was like nice. We're not waking up early anymore. Like last night, thinking about it. But then I already know it's going to be August, September, real soon, real quick. Before you know, it's going to be time for the NFL draft or the fantasy football draft. It happens every time so fast. So just hold on tight, bro.
Hold on tight.
Hold on tight. And set yourself up. Set yourself up. That's all you can do. You're just trying to set yourself up in the future or trying to do stuff now so that whenever you get to like the thing that's coming, it's coming at you, bro. No matter what you're doing here now today, it's coming. Next year is going to be coming. God willing.
Oh, God. Okay. At the same time, you can enjoy the now. I just had to tell myself, I was like, whoa.
That's
chill. Like, you're good. There's still today. Today is still happening. Mm-hmm. Granted,
right now.
It's going by quick.
All we got.
It's already 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt it at my brother's wedding. I felt it like for like 2 hours, I would say. 2 hours. I was just, because I think I remember looking, we'd been dancing or did the ceremony. Woke up early actually that morning, did the rehearsal, did the ceremony, got dressed, did the bed, We're done. We're doing the dancing now in reception time, hanging out, drinking, having a good time with the fam. And I remember checking my phone and it was like 8:30 maybe or so, somewhere in that ballpark. And at that moment, I just remember thinking and feeling and taking in the energy of, oh, this is like, it's only 8:30. That's it. Like, oh man, this is like, we still got at least another hour and a half, 2 hours of this enjoying the family, the time, the hanging out, the good energy, the music, the dancing, the food, all that fun stuff. And I just like felt all of that for just like 2 hours. I was just like, time is, I can reframe my perception of time and reality in this moment right now to make me feel as if I have more time, or I have like sufficient, I have more than enough. Like the cup's overflowing. Usually it feels like I'm fucking running out. We're like, oh shit, we gotta go. I'm in a hurry, I gotta do something.
Yes.
But in that instance, for 2 hours, I felt like an overflowing of like, oh, I have more than enough time to like take all this in and enjoy this and be present and like hang out and like slow down time a little bit.
Yes.
I felt that shit just for 2 hours. That was it.
That's it.
Most of the time you're in a rush.
Yeah, dude.
Most of the time you're running behind 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. I remember expressing a similar sentiment. I was like, I'm going to reframe time. I'm going to do time alchemy.
Yeah.
It's hard, dog.
It's so hard.
There's moments where you are in there and you're like, oh man, I'm good. Like, but most of the time, like you said, you're 10, 15 behind.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple times. I had a day last week where I was 10 minutes early to everything.
Nice.
And it was just so fucking, I wasn't doing anything crazy. I didn't really even know how it happened. I think like, you know how you like, okay, I got to leave by this time.
Yeah,
I just fucked up and I accidentally made myself leave 30 minutes early for my hour and a half gym session. So I had 2 hours and I was like, oh, sick. Like, took my time with it. I wasn't running late to work. It's fucking awesome, dude. It felt great.
Way different. Different vibe.
The time is just, it's so hard. It's so hard to control.
Mm-hmm.
It gets away from me quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already worried about my Schlitterbahn trip.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking that's almost over.
Yeah, we're planning a vacation for that already. And so, I already know it's going to be here super soon, bro.
Like, I accidentally had an anxiety thought about being at Schlitterbahn, and you're looking, and it's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Fuck, we have to leave.
The park's
soon.
closing in an hour.
It's like, dude, we're 2 months away. Like, fucking chill.
We're so far removed from having to be that deadline feeling.
Yeah.
In that particular situation.
Yeah.
But it's there. It's happening all right now anyway. It's what you're feeling.
Yeah, exactly right. I can feel that guy's reality right now. It's happening. All of this is happening at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just putting yourself
Do
there.
you believe in a multiverse theory?
If you decide. Yeah, I think so. Multiverse theory.
It sounded like you're like, I've been convinced. It's probably true. What put you there? Did you start as a kid believing in the multiverse?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Didn't understand it conceptually back then.
Yeah, I guess when did I get introduced into your matrix? My matrix, maybe I want to say maybe it was longer ago than I thought, but I was thinking like towards the end of college, maybe even after college, like multiverse theory or like the true idea of like what that is like pointing towards and suggesting.
Yeah,
I think I really didn't even hear about that till I was like a little bit older. So definitely didn't grow up like thinking about.
Maybe there's like
a
Family Guy episode that talks about it. Maybe.
No, maybe Rick and Morty. You know.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty type shit.
Yeah, that would help do it.
Yeah, so that was definitely in college actually.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe that was there too. Okay, so okay. We're backtracking.
We're
logging. We're finding things.
Totally.
Definitely by that time marker, while I was watching Rick and Morty, multiverse was definitely in my mind, or because that's kind of what the show is talking about. It's going to different universes where there's an infinite amount of you, and you can just hop into the universe because like there's a point in the episode or in the series early on in the series of Rick and Morty where like they die, so they have to leave or they fuck up their reality. They created a situation in their current reality where they've messed up the entirety of society. Like everyone's bugs now, or everyone's fucking tarantulas or some weird shit. There's some sort of mutation going on with society, so now there's no more people. It's like, okay, well, we fucked up this reality. We need to hop to a different reality where we die, and then we can replace our dead selves. And like they buried their dead bodies, and then a different reality where there was some sort of accident that killed both of them, and they just like replaced those bodies and like lived those lives with that different family, quote unquote different family. But it's like there's an infinite amount of us and an infinite amount of universes. So that was definitely introduced at that time, probably senior year college. So I don't even know what that is. Probably 2015, 2014.
Totally.
But yeah, so since then, I would say, I guess that may have helped me conceptualize what was going on in the multiverse theory, or what that suggestion alludes to, really.
Right.
But one thing that also definitely helped is just like openness. Why not? Fuck it. Why not, dog? It sounds like it could be real.
I don't know. I don't know what to believe. How does it help me if it's true? Maybe
right.
it doesn't help you.
No.
It just is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it might just help with the ability to open up to possibilities, or to be hopeful, or to reframe your perspective.
Part of me thinks it's just like a coping mechanism for how permanent this is. It's like, it's not permanent at all. There's a million other realities where I do a million other things.
There's an infinite amount of realities.
It's just like ourselves saying, no, I don't want to go to bed. But it's like the version of it is like, this reality isn't all there is. That's what I think sometimes that we, like these really smart people just tapped into this underlying intuition that we all have that maybe this isn't everything. But it's like, why would that be true? Why would I guess because quantum physics says that it's the most likely, the only way to prove physics is through quantum physics. Like physics doesn't work unless you're able to integrate quantum physics into it. But then quantum physics doesn't work unless you accept the fact that this isn't the only reality. So it's like the super big brain scientists are like, well, you have to kind of believe in a multiverse theory. And I'm like, I don't, it's like pi. It's like that for some reason, all the circles go to the same infinite number. And I think that it's like, it's a proof that makes the circle work, but I don't think it's legitimately something that is out there that you can touch. I don't know if that makes sense either.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's just an unknown thing. We've labeled this unknown thing as pi.
Right.
But we don't know what the fuck it is really. We just call it pi.
Right. And I think maybe that's what the multiverse theory is, because it's not like, I don't think we can communicate with that thing.
With the other universes?
Yeah, no.
I don't think so, but I think we can feel it sometimes.
Okay.
Like we were just talking about.
Okay.
Like the reality where you are, maybe it's this reality, or maybe it's his own reality. I don't know. See, you can never get a little fucky.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
but you're able to feel your future self's dread or feel your future self's emotion, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I could just like imagine that reality happening, and then I guess the proposed theory behind that is, or behind multiverse theory, is that everything that could happen is happening right now, all at the same time. It's all out there. Everything, there's an infinite amount of you and an infinite amount of things that you could do, and then you do all those things in an infinite amount, and they're all out there. And you can maybe you can think about it and go there, even when you're thinking about it. Like even just that little bit of imagination you give to it would make it real. Like your thoughts or your visualization and like ability to maybe emotionally attach yourself to a moment that doesn't exist in this current room, but you can travel outside of the room with your head, and you can deal with remote viewing and shit that we're talking about. But maybe there's I don't know. Maybe there's a thing out there that is like that. I'm not saying, I don't know what's the actual hard evidence that people are using to support this theory, but there's got to be some, because this is like I've heard this for the last, like 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's because you need quantum physics to prove physics, and then quantum physics only works when there's other realities. Like there's more words I could say that would make more sense, but like in my own brain I've simplified it to that. I don't need to know the other shit personally. We could look it on ChatGPT, but you can look it up on ChatGPT too. I'm not going to bore you by typing on my fucking keyboard right now. But I think that's why it's a constant in our society, is that like Elon Musk says it's like astronomically small % chance that this is the only.
Not it.
Yeah, that this isn't a simulation of some kind or another. And then the thing about simulations is that a computer runs more than one simulation. Like they never just run one simulation. They run like 10,000 and then aggregate the results. But another thing is that they don't run infinite. Like no computer can run infinite simulations. So like my dad's theory is that like there is probably a multiverse and there is other realities, but it's probably on somewhat limited, like a web. And like your major life choices created, like every major life choice created like 5 or 6 maybe different realities that could have spawned right there from all of the actual like
things you could have done,
right? Like
decisions you could have made.
If you're gonna go to college, there's only so many colleges you would have actually gone to. I could say like there's a reality out there where I started school at 26 and I graduated this past spring from every possible college in America. Like that's a lot of people's version of the multiverse theory is it's infinite. Everything that could ever happen to you, left, right, up, down, blue, red, green, all of them are happening somewhere. But like my dad's like, nah, it's not real. Like you only were ever going to go to like UT or Texas State or McMurray. There's like a certain number of things that made sense to you that you chose from. But then of those things, it's like probably there is a web where you went to all the different ones, and ones where you stayed with your high school girlfriend and one where you didn't, and one where you stayed with your college girlfriend and ones where you didn't, and then different college girlfriends you could have gotten but didn't. And then like it's like a limited, it's not limitless, more or less is what I'm trying to communicate.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Because one of my running theories, or one of my running like cognition, like conceptualizations of what this thing means, is that there is an infinite amount. But I see what you're saying as far as like it's just like more limited to what's actionable in your story right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. But
that's at least true. Like if you're going to make a decision, like the reality where you made the other decision, quote unquote reality, where the other thing happened, it's like potentially real as well. Because you're just making decisions. We can't see the other side, but like we're here in this one, but we can make decisions in this one, and that's it. But I guess I was thinking that there's also, because I think I want to say it was Joe Dispenza. I want to say he was the one who kind of, I think I've gathered some of this from as well. Now I'm trying to like backtrack and find out what I remember about this idea of multiverse theory. But that was he was one who mentioned in one of his books, Becoming Supernatural or something like that. I forget, but he's great author. Joe Dispenza, he was talking about multiverse theory in regards to like the infinite possibilities, like infinite multiverse theory, not just multiverse theory, I guess. Because I think just having multiple split realities is like happening. We can never like talk to it per se. Maybe you can connect to it emotionally if you think about like, oh man, if I would have gone to this college instead, or if I would have done this different in this game, we would have had a different outcome. We would have won maybe. And then you would think about the win or think about the change of play you would have made or whatever. So that other place is real just based on your indecision or decisions here in this world. But then he was talking about the ability to have talk about infinite, because like we're stuck in space time, I think is how he describes it. Like space time, we travel through space and we experience time. But then he talks about the inverse. I'm going to butcher it.
It's okay.
Just disclaimer. Check it out. Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural, or something along those lines. Great.
This is my butcher knife.
Talking about space time. That's where we live. But there's like time space, where you travel through time and you experience space or something along those lines, but it's like inverted. Like, because if we are limited by time, but if we were hypothetically living in a reality where there is no time, there is no end of time, there's no like time that that puts a cap to our life, because here we live for 90 years. Like we have time. That's it. That's all you get if you're lucky, like 90 years. But if we were to live in an alternate reality where we're not limited by space and time, we're like living an infinite amount of time, then like there would be, hypothetically, you would be able to accomplish everything. Like what stops us from accomplishing everything we could possibly think of right now? It's like our time. We're going to die. But if we weren't going to die and lived in a limitless time, then what could hypothetically stop us from doing anything and everything? It's like, well, hypothetically, I guess like nothing really. I guess like physical limitations. But that's it?
Yeah, totally.
I guess, right?
What are you saying that to say?
He was saying, I guess that was more of a point towards the infinite multiverse theory. Like everything that could happen would happen in that infinite time space. You know what I'm saying? Versus space time.
Okay. I'm with that.
Yeah.
That resonates with me.
But I see what you're saying too, because it's like there's only so many things that you would have done legitimately. But then I guess, yeah, so that's the question. That's like the leap of faith insofar as like are jumping from multiverse to infinite multiverse is saying, I think there's like a time when I guess it depends on, are we talking about this body, this person I'm in right now? Or like, are we talking about there are infinite amount of reality and timelines where this consciousness that I call Justin is experiencing anything and everything? Like being an ant or being a fucking palm tree.
Different parents, different country.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. Maybe you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's a lot to die. Well, okay, yeah. But I think that Justin wants this. Whoa. I think Justin wants the. I'll fix it. I hit 1 instead of 2, I think.
Oh, okay. There's batteries in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Heard
I think Justin wants this avatar. I think you want this reality. I think you want this mission, this story. I think if you could choose from all of the infinite things going on, this is more or less what you would have chosen. And maybe God kind of helped you because you're like, I want like this, but I don't really know. He's like, Sullivan, Justin, Round Rock, California. I know where you go. Or, well, here we go. Biblical. God made you with a plan for you in your mother's womb before you were born.
Specifically, yeah.
Right. And so that's what I'm alluding to there is like there was a preordination, a predestination. And I don't think it's anti to what you would have wanted for yourself. But then you ask a Mangle kid in Africa if that's the reality they wanted for themselves. It's like, probably not.
Probably not.
We're getting somewhere.
Hold on. Take a quick little break. Bam.
Back.
Are we back in it?
So yeah, I don't. Unless like those kids were Buddhist monks that were like, I would like to experience a life where I truly get closer to God. And the harder your life is, the easier it is for you to be closer to God. I mean, I don't want to go on a limb and say that those kids asked for that in a different life.
No, yeah, who knows? We're getting out there. We're getting out there right now. But
there's also abducted people. You seen the Tim Tebow shit?
Oh my God, dude! Don't even. Oh my God, dude. Ah,
yo,
fuck, man, that's just rough, dog.
Just go look up what Tim Tebow's on these days.
Just look, yeah, you'll see. He has. I've seen sponsored ads like from his organization specifically, but I've also seen him going on other people's podcasts talking about the same type of stuff. Evil's real, bruh. Evil's real. That's one thing that whenever Wesley Huff was on Flagrant and they were talking about God and talking about like the exclusivity behind it and like the how it seems kind of unfair to like if some people aren't exposed to Jesus and don't accept him as Lord and Savior of their personal Lord and Savior of their life, then like they're just like condemned to hell or like going to be excommunicated, I guess, separated from God in the afterlife. It's just like, well, that's because then they were talking about like that as the example, and then the ability to be a like genuinely live a good Christian life. As we talked about this before, it's like your heart, like you know what I'm saying, like your heart has to truly be in it, because you could just. It seems kind of fucked up because I've been kicking this can around for like a week or so since I listened to the podcast. But I think the thing that's bothering me, because like for me personally, it's like I accept the Lord and Jesus. Like I met God, and then God introduced me to Jesus, and was like, "This is me as well." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I can accept that. Like I get it. I'm here for it. I get that I don't get it as well. I'm here for that. But then
that was a beautiful statement. I met God, and He introduced me to Jesus. I felt that click with people that weren't me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for a minute, or like for time and depth. You know, I'm just like I'm getting in this thought.
Sure.
Because I was definitely in that sort of frame of mind. Because I know like God talks to me like through life, like just straight up. You know what I'm saying? How I conceptualize winks and timing and coincidence and like the feeling and emotion and thought, like reality, time, space, and then my head, thought, space, like catching each other at the perfect time with the perfect timing and the synchronicities and serendipity, all that shit. You know what I'm talking about, people. Read The Alchemist, all that fun stuff.
You ever see a sunset and you're like, that's God.
That's beautiful.
And then that thing introduced you to Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, no, this is me. I was like, oh, okay. I get it. Because like God is like, we can't talk to Jesus necessarily, even though we do when we talk to God, but like Jesus was a real person who was here stubbing his toe on rocks. Like living a life, like wiping his ass. Like that's what happened, bro. I'm sorry. Like that's what the fuck was going on.
Brushing his teeth.
Yeah, brushing his teeth and shit. Like that was what was happening. So we can't talk to him like legitimately, but we could talk to him through spirit, through the Holy Spirit that we've gotten. Thank God.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
Can I still talk to my mom even though she died?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes more than other times, yeah. Probably all the time, even though I don't. Yeah.
Even though I don't have conscious awareness of it all the time. I have the key.
Right.
You know, so I have the key, but I forget to where the door is sometimes, or like I don't have time to get there, or
I get too busy with my bullshit.
I get too busy with this XYZ bullshit right here on this ground.
Yeah.
I can't travel there with the Holy Spirit because I got to eat and shit and make money, survive. And
I want to hang out with Jesus.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
Hang out with the Jesus portrayed in The Chosen. That's like not just that Jesus, but that's what opened the door to unlocking those thoughts. Was like, yo, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, it's a guy, dude.
Yeah.
It's a man.
Please go on.
But no, yeah, so I've been thinking about that in regards to the Wesley Huff stuff, and I was like, so for me, it's no big deal for me to like accept that exclusivity of like, you can have, you're totally good. Like, everything's forgiven. Like, you're right where you need to be. Like, you're cool with God, but like, you need to just accept this aspect of what happened and you're on earth, really, like in history, what happened here. And then I'm like, okay.
That Jesus existed?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And he was like a real person, and he died, and then he really came back to life and like told everybody like I wasn't playing with y'all. Like this is what I'm about, that life. I'm gonna go be with my pops now. I'm out of here. I told y'all I told y'all I wasn't playing. And like, so I believe all of that. I believe that he was a real person. There's a couple barriers to entry. It's like I believe he was an actual human being who dwelt among us. We have historical records of this person existing. I believe he was real. I believe he did the shit that he said he did, miracles included. And then I believe he died in the way that he did, because the God that I know would die in that way. Or like if he did come back, it would be an echo of Cain and Abel. Abel would just kill Cain or whatever. Cain would kill Abel. That's just what would happen. Like if God really showed up and like made the proper sacrifices, like that makes total sense to me. He was here. He did all that for real. He really died. He really came back to life. And then he really ascended into heaven. Like, I believe all of that. Like, there's a whole bunch of checkpoints along the way to where it's like harder to accept some of those things than others. But I'm with it. So I accept all of that. But then the thing that I'm having like struggles with, and I can see Andrew Schultz and Akash having struggles with, talking to Wesley Huff about the Bible and Christianity, exclusivity behind it. It seems kind of fucked up. Like, I know that God's probably big enough to see beyond what you claim and you profess with your mouth, to like see your actual works and your actual heart and like how you interface with people. Because if not, then what Wesley Huff and Christianity in general is pretty much surmising and telling everybody is that you can act and behave however you want to act and behave and treat people however you want to treat people, as long as you accept and profess Jesus Christ as your Savior with your tongue and your mouth, you will be saved. You're good, no matter what you do. There's no sin that outweighs another sin. You can do anything and be fine. And it's like, oh, that just doesn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? It just seems wrong.
So Philip Anthony Mitchell would be like, no.
Come on.
No, dude.
Tell me, Philip.
A lot of people proclaim Jesus Christ with their mouth, but then they're going to go meet God, and God's going to say, depart from me, you never knew me.
Yeah.
That is biblical. That's in the Bible. A lot of you will proclaim, you'll say you were a follower your whole life, but then I'm going to tell you, you never knew me. You loved sin. You loved sin. That's who you loved. You didn't love me. You loved sinning. You like your human life. You should have been shedding that. You should have been mutilating your heart. That is like one of my favorite things that Philip Anthony Mitchell says. It's like, this is what he does. You got to mutilate. You got to mutilate. Wring it out. You get in your prayer closet and you wring it out. You got lustful eyes. Wring it out. You want to cheat on your taxes? Wring that out. You got to mutilate your heart. Your heart will lie to you. It's like, we're not mutilating it. It is better for you to cut your hand off than to steal with that hand. It's better to gouge your eye out than to look with lustful eyes. It is. You should rather be dead than to cause another human to sin. It is better for you to be dead than to cause another brother to sin. It's like, that is the war that we're fighting here. That's the intensity. That's the gravity. And the reality is that a lot of people are going to get to heaven and you're not going to get in, and it's going to suck. And you're going to say, but I was a Christian. I took communion. I did the thing. And God's going to say, you never knew me. That's why I fuck with Philip Anthony Mitchell, because he's got an answer for that question.
Bring it out.
And it's sorry if I peeked the mic on you guys, but
post got it.
You got to mutilate your heart. That is a fucking hard thing to digest. That your heart will lie to you. That you'll feel things and want things in here. Like I want it. I want the fucking Ferrari. Like I want whatever it is. For me, the easy things to think about are like rich, wealthy lifestyle. Amazing, hot, crazy sex. Like to be high as fuck. Just like
zombed out potato.
I feel great. Play video games all night. It's like those things, like, yes, you might want them in here, but it's like your flesh. It's like your flesh, bro.
Yeah, big time.
And you are a spirit conscious inside of a flesh mobile. You need the flesh mobile to get around. But it's like, you, on some level, and I'm leaving Philip Anthony Mitchell and I'm going into Matthew's conceptualization of what he's saying, is like, you must conceptualize that is the game. When you're playing basketball, if you don't conceptualize, I must score, you're going to lose. If you don't, but then it goes further than that. It's like, okay, I have to be active on offense. I have to run around. I can't stand stagnant and ask for the ball. I have to practice shooting or my shots won't go in. It's like, I have to play defense. I have to play good defense. I have to play help side defense. I have to block out. I have to rebound. It's like, it's not just like, on one hand, you have to conceptualize what basketball is. And then you have to conceptualize, how do I play a good game? And then I think a lot of people aren't, it's just like, I say Jesus Christ is king and I go to heaven. It's like, dude, understand what that means. Then try your best to play a good game. And I think that if you try your best to play a good game, you probably can't fail. I think that's the thing. Someone says, or
the failure will be perfectly designed.
Right, sure, because we will fail.
Yeah,
you're not Jesus.
Yeah. No, you're not perfect.
There's
the failure will be perfectly designed for your ultimate like struggle and triumph and resistance and like squat. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're gonna max out every day, dog. I'm sorry, it's gonna hurt.
Right, totally. And then that's the thing is like, just throw me a sin that we would do every day. What's a fucking daily? What's an easy sin? You know,
lust, greed.
Yeah. let's just call it like cheating on your diet, right? That's the easiest one for me to conceptualize. It's like you can say all day long, you can be fully convinced all day long, like I'm on the diet, I'm fucking doing it. I told everybody I eat healthy for breakfast, I eat healthy for dinner, did the whole thing right. And then like midnight comes and you're like, I'm gonna eat some ice cream.
Fuck, I want a brownie.
I just want a fucking brownie. I've got them right there. They're right there. I'm just gonna I'll just eat one. And then you eat the brownie.
I'll just smell it. I'll just smell it.
That's how it starts.
Yeah,
Slippery
right.
slope, dog.
Yeah, I'll just lick it.
I'll spit it out after I chew on it.
Three chews, and I'm spitting it out.
It's like the mutilate your heart. That's what he's trying to tell you right there. Is like, yes, you want it, but instead of saying, what kind of compromise can I make to do a little bit of it? It's like, instead, wring your heart out. And then get on your knees and fucking pray. That's sorry, probably shouldn't get that aggressive about it. But like, I know friends of mine that like this, they go through the same struggle, and I've had to do it myself. Where you're like, when I want the vape so bad, and I'm fasting, and it's just like I want to hit it so bad, I want to go buy one. I just want to fucking.
And then I'll be good.
4 weeks of struggle gone. It's like I have to get on my knees and like cry almost, and just be like, I don't want this. Like, Jesus, I don't want this. Like, please help me in my fast right now. Please help me. And you sit there and you fucking pray until the urge is gone. That's the answer. When you want to fucking call the girl and you know you shouldn't because she said she doesn't want to see you and she wants some space and you're not, you don't want to text her. It's like, get on your fucking knees and cry. Take that feeling straight to God and cry until you feel differently.
Yeah, lay at his feet.
Then get up and go do something differently. That's the pick and roll. I'm trying to say, like, how do we score buckets? It's like pick that. That's how you try to play the game well. That's how you can actually get a bucket in the game of basketball, correlating it to the game of faith. Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing for these questions, because those are good questions. That's the other thing. I want to give the devil his due. The questions that Akash and Schultz have, it's like, those are good questions, dude. Like, I get it. I get why you have a hang up. I really do. There are some things that are difficult.
I get it. And I get that I don't get it. That's another thing you got to accept. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's when I find something
that's
like
what
mutilate your heart.
About religion.
That's why I'm sitting here and get so excited about it, is because I get why we don't get it. And then you find something that cracks into
helps
that don't
you get it a little more.
And you're just like, dude, this is important. Like,
yeah. This is a crazy tool I just found.
Totally. So trying to rewind, because there's things there that are important. The mutilate your heart thing is important because you had a great question that you brought up, which is what? I can't remember.
Talking about like you get to have salvation as long as you profess Jesus, or regardless of your acts and works.
Right. It's like you don't.
That's what I'm saying, because I think Wesley Huff was saying that you can to a degree, and I guess we talked about this last time, like the thief on the cross. Like he was right there, bro. He's like the marker, or like he's like a crazy asterisk, and like just like trying to understand what the fuck's going on here.
He's the Andy
as
Dalton
salvation. Line. Yeah, he's Andy Dalton of salvation. Like, what the fuck? Like, how does he, like, you can just do that? But I guess the thing that I'm assuming is that he had a change of heart. That's what it actually happened. You know, so then I guess Wesley Huff is saying that you don't need the change of heart. Or because that's almost more or less verbatim what Schultz and Akash are saying. It's like, isn't God like big enough to like read your heart and know that like you might be living out a Christian lifestyle even though you're not professing Jesus Christ with your mouth and your tongue? Mm. So that's the other question I would have as well. I guess to Philip Anthony, right? Anthony Philip.
That's another great question. Mm-hmm. Philip Anthony Mitchell. Mm-hmm. And you are not the first. I heard that question before the pod. You are bringing up a podcast. I heard that question on the podcast. Someone else brought that to me, and I disregarded the question because I disregarded the person. And I wish I could go back in time and to that moment when that person had that question, because initially I was just like, ye of little faith, get behind me. Like, you're going to tell me that Jesus isn't real because there are people in the world that won't get to know Jesus. Mm. And my answer back then was that Jesus finds you. Mm-hmm. But the Wesley Huff problem contends with the answer that I gave him, because he's like, you must proclaim Jesus as Lord. And a Bible's not going to fall out of the sky into a community where there's no Bible. No. But I found a relatively good answer for that question. It's like, that's what Tim Tebow is doing. That's what Tim Tebow's father did.
The missionaries.
That's why mission work is important. To go into the communities that don't know about Jesus and try to tell them about Jesus, so that you can try. I think that's the kingdom building part of being a Christian, is that, like, yes, those people will go to hell. They'll go to hell. luckily Jesus is going to come back and I don't know Revelations well enough to fully accurately describe what's going to happen, but like more or less give everyone another chance to be redeemed and be saved. But my answer to it is the mission work is important. Like if that question lingers on your heart, if that's your hang up from being all in on Jesus, then be a missionary. Then accept that as your task. Because if that's the thing stopping you from being fully committed, recognize that must be your calling. That's kind of how I feel about that. That clearly mission work is important to you. That you're on the reciprocal of the fraction. Like you're saying, I don't know if I can believe in Jesus because not everybody's going to know about Jesus. You should say, I believe in Jesus Christ so much, I need to go tell everybody about him. And I think that I think the reality of what's going on there is that those people don't like people the way that we were perceived in that conversation that I wish I could go back to. We're perceived as ignorant, faith, oh, we're going to heaven, we're doing good enough. Another question that person asked us is, do you ever feel like maybe you're not doing enough? And my response is, you could never do enough. It's like we'll never be worthy of salvation. We'll never be worthy.
Can't earn it.
It's impossible.
Can't do it.
So the question that you're asking is like, do you ever? I thought you were asking me inside, do you ever have anxiety that I'm not doing enough and I'm not going to be worthy of heaven? And my answer was, I know I'm not worthy of heaven. So and Jesus tells me I don't have to be, in a sense where I just have to try to mutilate my heart over and over again, more or less. I have to spend.
I'm tasked with a different demon.
Totally. And to win a game of basketball, you don't play perfectly. It's so hard to like DDR, perfect. It's like impossible to do that, but you can still win a game. Mm-hmm. And I think on some level, that's like what's going on here is like you have to embody the spirit of trying my best to play a good game and relatively succeeding in that. Because like, well, I think the thing about trying over and over again is you eventually would succeed. I don't think you would try forever and just fail forever. And if you really did, that's the promise that Jesus knows and will still accept that sacrifice. It's a good Cain and Abel, right? How do you define a worthy sacrifice? Like a true attempt, in my opinion. Yeah.
Truly worthy sacrifice, by definition, would be like your best, like the best of your livestock, like your most healthy sheep or cow without blemish. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's biblical.
Yes. Did you pick the first one? Did you pick the best?
Yeah, the first and the best.
Like, you know which one you like the most. Did you really sacrifice the one you like the most? Because I think sometimes people would be like,
yeah, or it's like people who are trying to stay on the diet or like in that same metaphor of like a weight loss journey or a fitness transformation or whatever direction you're trying to head. It's like you could say, I went to the gym 5 days this week, but like in those 5 days, like was it like a legitimate? It's like this is like that's like I went to the gym 5 days this week, and that's like here's my goat, but it's like that goat has 3 legs. It's like what the fuck?
Right.
It's like it's like malnourished. It's like your runt or your litter, and it's like that would translate to the metaphor of going to the gym. It's like being on your phone, like talking to people at the gym, being there for an hour, and legitimately only getting like 20 minutes of work in.
Yeah,
and it was like distracted work at best, and you're not like pushing yourself. You're not even sweating.
Did you say you were going to do 4 sets and you did 3 and said, no, that's good.
That's good enough.
Did you say you were going to do 20 reps and you did 15 and said, no, that's good enough? Those are the kinds of things where that's not a worthy sacrifice in my opinion.
Like, it still is a sacrifice. You were there at the gym. Like that is a true thing that happened. But then, the true intent behind your best would clarify or distinguish it between worthy and unworthy sacrifice. If you really did go in and do your best and you still like only got in 20 minutes of good work, but that was like your best you could have done, then that is still a worthy sacrifice.
Yes. There's 2 thoughts to hem up before I can just let this go and move on. One is that with the brownie instance, I truly believe in my heart that I had to hesitate because I'm going out on a limb here to say this.
Get out there.
But I think that fucking up is part of heart mutilation, like successful heart mutilation. But also, so when you eat that brownie on Tuesday, when Monday you were clean, Tuesday until 11:59 you were clean, and then at midnight you eat the brownie, then Wednesday you wake up kind of hating yourself for it, and you have a little more conviction. Hopefully. Some people just throw the baby out with the bathwater and they say, I'm never good enough.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully you wake up and say, God, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I got to care more. I got to fucking lock in. Like, lock in, bro. It's like stumbling is part of the dance. I think I've said that on the podcast before.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing. The process of mutilating your heart isn't just like, cut out my eye, it's done. I gouged my eye out.
Done.
It's like it might take months or years or decades to truly transform yourself. And you will fuck up a lot. That is part of how you transform yourself, is the conviction that you contrive from the guilt that you feel from actually caring that you fucked up.
Yes.
And without that, you won't have the true motivation, the intrinsic motivation to become something different. So that answers, I hope, some of the questions that they have. Well, that's just one. It's another good question, is like, if you fuck up all the time, how can you say that you're like a Christian? You know, like, are you really doing good enough? That's a good question. I get it. A worthy sacrifice isn't a perfect sacrifice. It's your best sacrifice.
The best you got.
Yes, your best and perfect seem different, but in reality, I think they're the same. God
will accept that.
Yeah,
sure.
Hell yeah.
It's like in Exodus or maybe Leviticus. He's talking about just like types of offerings, like sin offerings, guilt offerings. I think those are the same thing, and like burnt offerings, and there's another classification of type of offering. And it's like, for this one, you need to bring like your best donkey or whatever, your best cow. And this one, you need to bring like your best lamb or your best sheep. And this one, you need to bring like your best like turtle dove or pigeon. And like there were, I forget what, I think it might be the middle rung sacrifice, but the one where it's asking for a lamb, and then it like specifies, it's like, if you don't have a lamb, then bring 2 pigeons or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll accept that. If that's all you got, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that sentiment is expressed.
Totally. And I think that it's like the literal way to look at it is like, okay, is there like an equation chart for what animals equal what animals? You know, like 4 squirrels equals 2 pigeons equals 1 donkey.
Best I got is like 4 seeds of grain, half a pigeon, and 2.5 turtle doves.
It's like, pull up the chart. It's like, that's not, I don't think that's what that's saying. Story parable wise. I think what it's saying is what you have to offer. And if, you know, like, pigeons are cheaper than donkeys, so you would have more pigeons. So there's like something you could feel out there, something you could flesh out. It's like, well, my friend has 4 donkeys and I have 12 pigeons. That's like 3 pigeons equals 1 of his donkeys. We have a relative wealth, or like he's way wealthier, so like 1 donkey to him is really like 2 pigeons to me. However the fuck, you got to actually feel like, and then you probably should hedge and say, let me just give another one just in case,
just extra, just in case,
just because I love you, God. Okay, but then the bigger part that I'm getting to is that the problem with Akash and Andy Dufresne, what the fuck's his name? Andrew Schultz. The problem with Akash and Schultz, the problem with the spirit behind the asker of the hard question, same thing with the problem with the spirit behind the guy asking us the hard question, is that part of it is stemming from your holdout. It's like the spirit behind the question, the person in Africa that'll never know about Jesus, they have to go to hell. It's like, you're not asking because you're worried about that guy. You're asking because you have holdouts on Jesus.
Yeah.
That's the problem that you're hiding behind. It's a veil. And then you ask this question as if you have
That's bars.
That's
keep going.
Fuck yeah. And so you're asking, it's almost like a trick question, because it's like, what you're asking me is hidden behind the veil of a good problem. It's like what did they say about the devil? Not the devil's in the details, but the devil's advocate is what I'm trying to think. It's like you're playing devil's advocate, but the problem is that's personified by the devil. You're bringing advocate because that's what the devil does. And so there's a little part of snakes in all of our hearts, but that question comes from a snake hiding behind a veil, and you present it as if maybe we should throw the whole baby out with the bathwater because this person would never know about it. And then the same spirit doesn't like the idea that you and we are born in America, we grew up in a church maybe, we have this really ignorance is bliss vision of like, oh, I'll just do my best and I'll be a good boy and I'll get to go to heaven. And then this person, the snake behind the veil, is saying, is your best really good enough? You really think you're just doing so good you're going to go to heaven? It's like, I've seen people in poverty that'll never know about Jesus that are living a much harder life than you, that have to make harder choices. They don't want to sell coke. They don't want to cut on their taxes. They don't want to have to cut corners. But you guys are so blessed that you never have to. And so you guys just get to go to heaven because you have this fucking gentrified life that you don't even realize other people don't have to cope with. And I say to you that the snake in your heart propagates that question. That the reality is that I know about Jesus, you know about Jesus, and we can get together and tell that person about Jesus. And that's what we should be doing. We shouldn't be sitting here throwing Jesus out with the bathwater because you have a spiritual hang-up. Don't give me a spiritual hang-up because you have a spiritual hang-up. You need to mutilate your fucking heart. It's like, when someone is convinced that Jesus is real, the angels cry out. It is better for one sinner to proclaim Jesus is real than for 99 Jesus goers to proclaim Jesus is real, because we're saving someone. And the spirit behind that is the answer to your question. We should be pursuing those people. And don't get mad at me because I found Jesus. That's Satan in your heart. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to come after you because, well, the snake in my heart wants to come after you because you have a hang up, and that pisses me off. And you're coming after me with your hang up. And I want to get aggressive with you about that. And I got to nullify myself. And I've got to understand that it's a good question. And I've got to appreciate what you're saying. And then I have to deliver concentrated truth like I give a fuck, because it's important. Just like it's important. It's just as important as going to save that guy. That guy is so lost, he makes you a little lost. And I got to care about you as much as I care about the truly lost soul. And that is the nuanced answer to the good questions that I've discovered from the Andrew Schultz Akash podcast. Because I don't like the spirit behind contending Wesley Huff. Mm-hmm. It's like, just because I'm, yes, whatever, lucky enough, blessed enough to be in a position where I truly do believe in Jesus, don't try to take that from me. What the fuck? Like, that's kind of what you're doing behind a veil. But it's because you have a spiritual holdout. And I mean, fuck, dude. Like, what do you do if you truly have a spiritual holdout?
Yeah, they're just on the, I guess Akash is a different religion. He's Hindu or Islam. Okay. It's a different religion altogether. And I think Schultz is just not super. I think he like proclaims Christian or Orthodox.
Is he Jewish? No, he's not Jewish.
I don't think so. But I don't think he's like, definitely not overly religious or very like super pushy or preachy about Jesus or Christianity itself. Dude, but I get the hang-ups though, or like I get the questions for sure. And I think there is a point where Wesley Huff talks about like God has the ability to like save whoever he wants, pretty much. And like, and there are in those instances, like if like all dogs go to heaven, all kids go to heaven. Is that like a thing?
I don't think so. Okay. That's a Catholic thing, I think, right?
I don't know.
Is that like the baby cupids? You've seen those?
Yeah.
Iconography?
The cherubs?
Yeah, I think a cherub is that an angel from a baby that never had a chance to have an opportunity to have a relationship with God goes into heaven as a cherub.
Okay.
I think that's
a
what
winged
that is.
Baby angel.
Yes. But I don't think that's doctrine.
But yeah, he just mentions, I guess, kind of in regards to the same question of like God can save whoever he wants as far as like knowing someone's heart or whatever. But I guess it is pretty explicitly said. Okay, well, this is just my own conceptualization of it, because I think it definitely explicitly says Jesus himself is like, none get through the Father but through me.
Yes.
You know? So I guess that belief. But I think that the change of heart matters, because I guess we were talking about that too with Philip Mitchell. Like the having the heart is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to be actually about that life, because you can't just treat people and life itself however you want.
Yeah.
And just have like a get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
You know, like that doesn't make sense. Fuck all that shit. So I think that God has the ability to save who he wants, how he wants, and like maybe whenever Jesus is saying to get through the Father, you have to go through me. Maybe it's like not even I guess I'm trying to like allude to the idea of like the hearts, like your works and your actual relationship with life itself, including the people in it. You know, so all of life, how you like treat. It's like picking up trash, or it's like being nice to somebody, or like holding the door open for somebody. It's like small things. That also could be larger things as well. But like knowing your true heart, and it's definitely easy to know the opposite. Like if your true heart is like you're fucking doing crazy pedo shit, or doing crazy, you know, like sometimes it's super obvious.
Turn me into John Wick.
There are definitely modes of behavior to enact and embody that are not the mark at all. Quite the opposite. You're aiming opposite of the mark. It's like super obvious in some instances. So then maybe I think it's like you can have the heart of and the acts of like a Christian, or like someone who is legitimately having a relationship with life and everything in it, including the people. That's all good. You're actually legitimately aiming at the highest. Like maybe that's how you get to heaven, or at least how you get to the Father. Like that is aiming up. Even if you don't know you're aiming up, like you can still be aiming up, or like being a good person, or trying to be uplifting and encouraging and like a positive vibrational force for like a emotion. You know what I'm saying? Being an authentic self and helping people.
My dad told me that I think it was C.S. Lewis, he said, hell is a real place. The devil is a real person. There is a lake of fire. There's just nobody there. And the idea behind that is that if you were to die, go to the gates of heaven, see the gates of heaven. I guess the Bible says that the angels will sort out. Like St. Peter's at the gate, and he's like, yes, no, yes, no. And that's tough because my brain tells me that when you die, you would see God. And the minute that you see God, I don't think anybody is saying you don't exist. I don't think a single person isn't saying, oh, you are Lord. I think everybody is. And then if that happens, then I'm almost positive that most people would drop to their knees and be very, very repentful of their shitty fucking life. And then in that moment, God would grant you access into heaven. And so the same thing with the guy on the cross, and the same thing with almost everybody in the chosen that comes into interaction with Jesus. It's like as soon as you realize, oh, that's God, there's no more hangups. Like you are like, oh, I want to let go of what I'm doing wrong. I want to follow you. I want to follow you. And so, but that's at odds with what Philip Mitchell's saying. And then there's a good critique of Philip Mitchell that says that he is too fire and brimstone, too quick to say y'all aren't getting into heaven. That his standard for what a good Christian is like almost piously high. And that almost contends with like what the Pharisees were doing with
back in the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, what's a Pharisee today? It's like really tough to say.
I was thinking about that idea too, because I was thinking like, if Jesus were to come back, well, I don't know, because I guess in Revelation it's saying that when he comes back, it's over, it's done, the rapture. We're going to everyone who's like straight, or everyone who's got the past, got the check, got the true heart. It's like, all right, y'all are gone, and now what's going to take place after y'all are gone is like some fucked up shit. It's supposed to be crazy out here. Everyone's supposed to be shit's falling out of the sky. We got fucking crazy hydras and these crazy giant like demon type shits going on out here. Jesus is coming back, and then it's going down.
100 million angels.
It's about to go crazy. So whenever that happens, I guess that's kind of what Christianity is pointing towards. Like whenever he does come back, but I guess I was thinking about if he were going to come back in regards not in that finality, but in just like to visit today. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's like a living testament that's going on right now, and he can like, I don't know. This is like a just crazy running theory I got. Because, if he were to come back, it'd be the same thing that was happening when he first was actually walking around. It would just be him, or maybe he's like the spirit of Jesus embodies a human, and like that person isn't Jesus or God, but he is like Moses. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we go back to Moses type shit, and he's like actually in communication with Jesus and God and doing like calling out the Pharisees or whatever, or like we're setting the record straight to whatever it should be. Maybe we've gone off the path over the last 2,000 years, the same way we got off the path 4,000 years ago. And then he had to come back and set the record straight. Maybe he comes back and sets the record straight again in a different sort of manner without having to have the finality of like the rapture and fucking crazy end of times.
It's not a far-fetched idea that he would have to come back and realign us with a proper orientation towards Jesus. That the same way that the Pharisees are like, he critiques them for their obsession with cleanliness, and he's like, this is never what it was about. You guys deem people as unworthy of being in the synagogue if they're deemed to be unclean, which is based on a lot of fucking what's the word for ambiguous, but just like stuff that doesn't matter. Arbitrary stuff.
Yeah, there we go.
Arbitrary stuff makes people unclean, and then you don't let them into the synagogue. It's like crazy, bro. That's not even what we're, come on. Is Jesus' attitude in The Chosen, I think in the Bible too. Also, like when he goes to the temple and it's like a flea market and he's like flipping tables, like what have you done to like this holy thing that should be here? And so there might be some of that today where we're obsessing over arbitrary quote unquote things. And I think that I'm willing to say that that's true. One idea that came to my mind is maybe it's like a sliding scale, and it's like being a good person when you don't know that much about Jesus just means like the idea of being a good Samaritan. Like someone that you would normally not fuck with needs some help, and you offer them help because you want to do the right thing. But then like maybe the more you know about Jesus, the more that heart mutilation is important, because it's like, now you know what you should be doing. Are you doing that? Are you making the right choices now that you really know? It's like, okay, now you really know that Jesus is real. You talk to Jesus. It's like, this is different than being a 16-year-old in church. It's like, now you're like, you really know what Jesus wants for your life. How hard are you trying to mutilate your heart now that you're fully convinced? That means you should care about this stuff. You can't be fully convinced and still live a life of sin. Then you're just at odds with yourself.
Yeah.
So maybe it's kind of a sliding scale for like how convinced you are of Jesus points towards how much you should be trying to be a Christian.
Yeah, I feel that. I think Wesley Huff says something similar to that. It's like God won't. Maybe he uses biblical scripture as reference to like aid in this point that he's trying to make, but he says that like God won't condemn you for like things you don't know necessarily. If you legitimately don't know, then you're just like a fool in that regard, in that aspect of information. You just like never get access to it. Then yeah, you kind of have some sort of deniability, you know. So, I literally didn't know the rules. Like I never got introduced, or I never saw the rule book, or whatever. But if you know the rules,
don't live your life as someone who remains ignorant to not have to execute. Yeah. That's fucking.
Don't willingly stay ignorant. Nah.
I saw a vision of that and it made me sick just now.
Oh God.
Someone who trims their personality around being ignorant enough to not have to do the dirty work. And I'm like, whew, don't do that. Don't become that thing. It's like, if you have access, use the access and then do heart mutilation.
Yeah. I guess there's a difference between, I guess in that specific example, there could be a difference, like the same exact situation of, I didn't know the information. I didn't read. I did not know. I misinterpreted the rules.
What is that from?
I think it's South Park. They're talking about Bill Belichick getting caught stealing the Dolphins film or some shit.
That's funny.
I think they did a riff on Stand and Deliver. I think that's what it's called. That movie, the movie with the teacher.
I'm trying to figure out where the accent came from. That's funny.
But they were talking about in the same exact scenario at some level of analysis of I didn't know the rules. It's like, okay, scenario A, I didn't know the rules. Never got a Bible, never like even heard about, didn't even know where to look to try and find the truth or the rules or how to be or I live in Cambodia. I got an internal GPS I'm following here. I know what feels good. I know what feels bad. I know pain within my own self. I know how I can cause others pain because of that. And I don't do that on purpose. I'm trying to be a good person. I help my family, help my neighbor, whatever. But I don't know the rules. And then there's the other scenario B, where you don't know the rules, but you know, like you have a neighbor that goes to church, you have a Bible, like your grandma has a Bible on her nightstand that she wants you to read. You just like refuse to do it. You know what I'm saying? At that point, it's you don't know the rules or the same level of analysis, but there's the spirit or a heart thing going on there that makes it a little bit different, a little bit less deniability, you know, a little bit less negligence.
You're right.
A little more negligence, I guess. You know?
Yeah, that's great clarification.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we're fleshing out a lot of what. Those tough questions. They're good questions.
It's tough because I have those questions too sometimes, but I get it. For myself, I'm with it. I'm all aboard it. All aboard. But yeah, it's just for the other people. I'm just like, it doesn't, I guess because what brings up why I have that counter is just like my own, I guess, conceptualization of the character of what I classify God to be. It's like, that doesn't make sense to me as far as what I consider God to be. Right. I just think the character of God would be more understanding and bigger. If the first thing you got to accept is that you don't know shit. God's bigger than your conceptualization of everything and anything. So he gave you the ability to conceptualize and understand things.
Dude, you are fucking spiritually devout. My dad went to seminary for 4, 5, 8 years, dude. And he's coming to the same conclusions that you're bringing to me. I hear y'all have two things you just said are two of the same things my dad just said. The character of God is something that you should lean on. It's like a book is a book, but your father is your father. Do you read what the newspaper said about your dad, or do you know who your dad is? Yeah. And then the other thing that my dad says too is that we don't know shit. You don't know shit, dude.
You don't know anything about anything.
You do not know what God thinks about. Like you are not even close. We're not even close to. You think that this is important, that's important. What's important to God? Don't know shit.
It's a different game.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was so like impressed. I was like, dude, like you didn't even grow up in a church, man, and like you're at the same forefront of conclusion that fucking theologians are at, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. That's what's up.
Awesome, man.
Appreciate it, dog.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Because yeah, it's just like if it doesn't, because I've come into my own relationship with, you have to develop a relationship with God or like with life itself. And like within that life itself, you'll find God if you're like able to kind of be open to it and look. And then sometimes it's just like your own experience of life is going to be irrefutable to yourself. You can try to tell somebody else about it, but like you know what you know. And you know when you're trying to bullshit somebody to make them think that you know something that you don't know. So you're like, if you are honest with yourself, you know what you know, and you don't really care what other people think about your conceptualization. If you're able to articulate it in a nice way, that helps a lot. That is a skill that people get paid a lot of money to have. Articulate stuff, talk, and like express ideas. So if you can express your ideas in a way that people make understand, then you could probably bring God to other people. But if you know you have that relationship already, then you don't really you don't need to prove it to anyone. Like, you know what's up with yourself. So like, but to have that understanding of trying to figure out who this character is, and like the idea of being fair, and like the judge and being fair is like kind of what I'm trying to incorporate into his. There's a divine justice that we don't understand, but that is real. There's some sort of balancing, harmony, effect and cause and effect. This happens. Maybe like karma to a degree, a little bit can fit in that same sort of categorization, but I just think that it's like not fair to have the back to the I really don't know the rules, like scenario A, where like they have a good heart, but they are never introduced to Jesus. Like the missionaries never get there in time. Like maybe just like something like a tragedy happens and one of them dies. It's like they fall off a cliff on accident, or a storm comes, or something happens. Get eaten by a tiger. I don't fucking know. Something happens, and like that person dies when they're 18. Before the missionaries get there, it's like a couple years later, or they just miss them. Something happens. It's like that's not fair in my mind. You know, if he has the good heart, if he's legitimately acting out that shit, and God knows that like this person is spreading my kingdom, even like he is getting through to God through Jesus, even though he doesn't even know he's doing it, because it's just like an actionable embodying of an energy or a spirit and a belief of upward aim. It's like he's actually embodying that shit and actually about that life. He doesn't know scripture at all, doesn't even know who Jesus is, but he's like living out this. He's acting like Jesus would. Like, what would Jesus do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, not what would Jesus say? It's like he would say, the words are important for sure, but different language. Maybe he can't even speak, but like he's still like, what would Jesus do? Maybe he's doing the things that Jesus would do, but he just happened to die at 19, and we couldn't get to him in time, so we never knew. Like, I don't think it's fair that he gets condemned. I'm just like, and I accept that maybe I'm just fucking wrong, and maybe I'm just off. But like in my mind and my heart, it just feels unfair. And I'm like, that's not how God works.
I think the divine judge, the character of God. We don't know shit. Yeah, my best judgment I could give right now would say that both are true. That we have to have the conviction of going to go preach that guy the good word as if he were going to hell. As if his life depended on it. That, I think,
that's what the missions do. That's what missionaries are.
Yeah, I don't think we can't lean on good people go to heaven. It's like that might be a sliding scale thing. It's like when you really are convinced, you have to care like he's going to hell to go try to save those people. That's the level of conviction that we're supposed to have, even though God is a merciful God, and wouldn't condemn that person to hell. And I think it's possible that both are true. And it's like, does that mean that God lies to us? It's like, I don't think so. But then again, you don't know shit.
Who knows? Yeah, you don't know. We can't know.
What God thinks a lie is and what we think a lie is.
That's the other thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, no, it's true. It's true. He is lost to hell, not knowing Jesus. But I won't condemn him to hell because he doesn't know Jesus. Maybe that's true too. That's my best judgment on that. One step back to multiverse theory.
Let's go.
I have this. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Okay. But
nobody does.
My dad's conceptualization of the multiverse really hinges on the fact that he's a computer programmer. So he's like, computers don't run infinite simulations. This really looks like a lot of translations between the ways computers work and the way that the world works. So similar that I believe that it's a finite number that runs on a hardware that processes a software. And that's why he doesn't believe in infinite multiverses.
Got it.
He's smarter than me. 8 years of seminary. Most of the time, I defer my judgment to his judgment because, I don't know, he's a smart guy. He's my dad, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on there. But I think part of the reason that he sees the world that way is because that is his lens. So it looks like a computer to him, definitely.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
It doesn't look like a computer to me, definitely.
Either. No.
Because that's not my lens. It looks more like a game that I need to play my best game and I need to train hard and I need to fucking leave it all on the field because that's my lens. My best judgment is that, and this is like this weird intuition that I have in my spirit that, and this could be fucking wrong for sure, but I think there's something about this experience that is hinge worthy. part of me wants to say that the multiverse is just a coping mechanism for the fact that reality is a tough pill to swallow. You get one chance in this life. You write one story, and that is all you get. And all of the other shit you could have done is lost and dead to time.
To the ether with it.
That's a hard pill to fucking swallow. So we tell ourselves there's another me out there that went to Miami, that went to the University of Texas, that played football. Like, we tell ourselves that to cope with it. But what I think is more true than that is that maybe that there are other universes out there, other versions of you living life. But I think this one is hinge-worthy in the sense where maybe your worst outcomes possible and your best outcomes possible are on a scale that slides with the you that's in the middle, and that you have to try to push your best to better bests, and you have to push your lows to higher lows. So like, if I become very financially astute, I have good business acumen, I practice financial discipline, I learn how money works, the poorest version of me probably isn't so poor. I think somehow you help that guy get a little more business savvy because the you that's in the middle pushed towards financial literacy. And I think the version of you that does fitness, it's like maybe the most fucking jacked up monster version of you, it becomes a bigger Herculean type of person the further that you push into fitness on this scale, and the most obese, least fit version of you becomes a little more fit because of your decisions here. And I think that we're a crux for all of the realities in this reality. And the reason I think that I haven't just tossed that out with the rest of the ideas that come to me is that it kind of mirrors and resembles the Christ-like story. That Jesus Christ was at the crux of all of humanity, that his decisions and what he ultimately lived out was like accomplishing the mission of being, well, he was never going to fail, but like being a perfect person, taking himself to the cross, dying for all of our sins. It's like, if we were to be Christ-like, we would try to be the perfect person we could be. We would take ourselves to the cross, and we would die for the sins of all of the other versions of us, so that the highs could be higher and the lows could be higher, so that we would get ourselves further away from hell and closer to heaven. And that if there is multiverses out there, there's something about this that is non-arbitrary. The multiverse wants you to think that this is arbitrary. It's like, well, they're all doing...
Yeah, I guess I could see how you could incorporate that thought of there's others of me, or like you said, as a crutch of like maybe and coming to an inability to accept something in this current reality, or something bad happens and you're like, well, at least like, or maybe in another reality it's not happening, or some sort of coping mechanism that you talk about. But I think you could also just maybe you could just have it as like a thought or like a theory, I guess, because how does believing or not believing that change your right now anyway? You know what I'm saying? It's almost irrelevant if there's other universes because you're only in this one.
Right. It's like, I'm almost saying that you need to try to be a messiah for all of the other versions of you that are out there, to sacrifice so properly that you save the other versions of you that are out there from hell. And I don't know if that's just a fucking egotistic thing to think, but it's like, why would you try to be Christ-like? It's like, why would you ever pursue the messianic journey? It's like, you should be humble enough to know you'll never be that. But it's like, pursuing that, I think it's because, in this theory, you would be saving the other versions of yourself in that same manner. That you would put yourself on the cross for the goodness of all the other versions of you that you can't exist and embody in. And maybe like the peace of God that's in you is like referencing the fact that this is a crux for all the other multiverse realities, that you can't actually be that thing over there. Like, it's you without the consciousness. It's you without the decision making. It's like a simulated version of you based on what you would do here. And that's what, if I believe in multiverse theory, that's kind of the way I believe in it, because I don't think that this is an arbitrary life. I don't think that, because if there's infinite other versions of it, what the fuck does it matter that you do here? But it does matter what you do here.
This is the only one it matters in.
Right.
As far as you're concerned.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's the thing. Like, the multiverse isn't a cop-out for anything.
No.
It'd be better to not believe in it than to cop out on it.
Yeah, because I guess I'm open and willing to accept it, and I'm also open and willing to accept that it won't change anything in like this. I guess, how could it really? We're just, because you have to live today. You got today, and then you go to sleep, and then you got tomorrow. And that's the cycle you repeat until you die. That's just what's going on here. And there was yesterday, the day that you just got out of. And like, that's the 3-day span that we have here. That's it. We got yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So like, that's it for the rest of your life, regardless of whatever universe you're in. Yeah. Whatever decisions you make.
Yeah. And yesterday goes all the way to your birth, and tomorrow goes all the way to the future.
Yeah.
And then the now is the always now.
Yeah. So there's not, having a infinite multiverse, like I'm open to it. Like, why the fuck not? Because it's not going to change. I guess. Okay, so that was the question. How would it even influence today? Maybe being open to the idea of infinite possibilities and being able to attune yourself to what possibility might be best for you right now in this moment. But you don't need multiverse to like think about that necessarily. That's just like thinking about what's your ideal outcome for your life here.
Yeah.
You only get one. As you perceive one. There could be infinite, but it doesn't really even matter. I guess I'm just trying to figure out how multiverse even plays into people's like belief system.
I would say that like there's a scientist in me that says like it doesn't. It's like gravity doesn't play into your belief system.
Yeah, not at all.
It's like
I just know that if I jump, I'm gonna come back down.
Exactly. It's like same thing with multiverse. It's like it's happening, but it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It's just a constraint of it's not even a constraint. It's just a reality. Gravity isn't a constraint. It's a reality. It's like, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But you still have to go to fucking work today.
Yep.
And so, yeah, maybe that's the thing about maybe the messianic ideal isn't to go save all these billionaire of their Matthews. It's to save this one. It's to save this one from hell. To get this guy to have a good life. And that actually rings more true than... That's me trying to use multiverse theory to justify why I should go hard today. It's like, you don't need to justify that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, just go hard. You've got today.
That's it.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's imagining the most ideal version of yourself and the least ideal version. I don't know. I'm not sure but do you know how like it affects your dad's belief system? Or he kind of merges that belief or that thought and openness to that idea into his like spirituality? I guess because also he has a technical computer science background as well.
Yeah, dude, my dad's spirituality is... I wouldn't want to speak on it. Sometimes he doesn't even... It's just tough because like being in the church, you got to say certain things at certain times or people think that you're not like a religious person. And I'm not saying that my dad has like heretical beliefs, but like his conceptualization of our spirituality, one of the main axioms is we don't know shit, dude. It's like, so to even go out on a ledge to say you know anything is pretty preposterous.
Pretty bold.
Yeah. But definitely a caveat to take away that my dad thinks is that you should think about that when you're making major life choices, is that you're spawning 4 or 5 other realities right now. There's legitimate possibilities for your life that are about to branch out. There's going to be a reality where you did do it, didn't do it, did it this way, did it that way. And you're going to have to live in one of those realities. And so you should contend with that when making that major life decision choice. It's like, of all the realities I'm creating, which one do I really want to live in? And that's a hard thing to think about because you can't really project all of those realities forward.
You can't see exactly how they're going to play out. You don't know.
But you should try to take the wisdom around you from the people that know more than you do and all of your life experiences from your own wisdom and then also like the Holy Spirit inside of you pushing you in a direction and try to formulate a good choice for yourself. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think that's actually a tangible thing that can help you. But yeah, I don't know as far as what my dad thinks about like how the multiverse points you, orients you in your spirituality. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't think that he knows either.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, you're just trying our best to be the person that we are, to be the person that we're called to be. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I think on my dad's front, my dad isn't as fire and brimstone as Philip Anthony Mitchell, for sure. My dad was like, yeah, nobody likes to get yelled at. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's like part of the point of the New Testament. You know,
exactly,
the New Covenant.
Exactly, and I feel that too. Like when I'm really weighing out his influence on my life, sometimes it's the same thing as it's the Michael Jordan spirit that is grating about that spirit that people don't like. If I embody too much of that energy, I keep the standard too high. I'm too exclusive and too elitist, and I condemn poor behavior. It's like there's something about that isn't right. But Philip Anthony Mitchell,
at least there's something about that is quick and easy to become imbalanced.
Yes,
it's too hard to wield properly for forever.
Dude, I don't want to critique him, but one of his things is he's like, when I get to heaven, there's going to be like a following of people that got to heaven with me because we held this standard so high, and then we're going to get there and we're going to party, and a lot of people will thank me. And I'm not saying that to say I'm the shit. I'm saying that to say that this is fucking matters. It matters. And when we get there, you will thank me for being this fire and brimstone, just like Michael Jordan.
Yeah. When we're holding up the chip,
You're gonna be thankful
we're
that
popping champagne in the locker room, dog.
exactly.
You're having a good time. You're gonna thank God I punched Michael Jordan in the face.
Yeah.
I pushed him and he punched me back in the face with Steve Kerr.
Yeah, and that's. I don't think it's right. My life experience tells me that that's not the proper mode of behavior. That's not the proper energy. That maybe that's the fucking tahini on the rim of some of your cocktails, but that's not. You don't eat the tahini for the meal.
Just a bowl full of fucking tahini. And...
No, that'll make you sick so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So the truth yet to be determined.
Who knows? I'm down for multiverse theory. I'm here for it.
Do you have any other good questions before we sign off?
No, that was pretty much all I was contending with the Wesley Huff stuff.
Nice.
And like where I'm been wrestling.
Yeah, you said you wanted to get in there. I just recalled you said you were like, I'm gonna talk about Wesley Huff, but we're gonna have to talk about it.
Yeah, I was just trying to get in there a little bit, but I was definitely just kicking that around. But no, yeah, I think that was good.
Nice. Nice.
That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about.
Another Jesus pod.
Because yeah, I don't know yet. And
You guys like the Jesus pods? Too bad. No.
That was rhetorical. It just is what it is, man. We just talk about spirituality, belief, life, death, life after death. Not knowing shit. Doing our best to try to make do with what we got. We just know that we're here. You got something to do. There is a right next move that you can make. I do believe in that sort of preordained, predetermined optimum outcome of life for you, but there's also your free will that you have to contend with and try to align those two things. So you're right where you need to be, but you're always maxing out your free will to try to maximize the outcome that you're in. So regardless of whatever multiverse, whatever universe that you're in, Jordan Peterson talks about it in his lectures, the Maps of Meaning personality lectures on YouTube. But you're always, regardless of whatever universe you're in, you're always in a situation that's metaphysically, abstractly the same situation all the time. Like you're in a current like state of understanding or a current place, and there's like a place you're trying to get to, you can ascend to, and there's a place that you can like you've fallen from. And it's like just like the progression of story. It's like your current narrative, what led up to this narrative, where you're trying to go. Like that's where you are always, no matter what. And to try to maximize that story to have the best outcome. That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Totally. Fuck them all, dog.
Fuck them all, dog.
Fuck them all, dog.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
And that's it. Love y'all. Signing out for today. Stay tuned. More episodes coming.
Stay hard.
Stay hard. Stay
Fortify your mind.
Fortify your mind and rise. Hell yes. Love y'all. See you when the pillow flips over. Have a great life. I'll see you soon. Deuces.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we might